going to, especially when we outside, it's very pivotal to have substance in our topics because it creates a level of respect and interest for people that don't know us or we can future do business with. You know what I'm saying?
Is it rolling?
So, yeah, that's my thought. So I'm glad that we ain't on, who the greatest movie actor? You know what I'm saying? Cause that's
Who can dance better?
It's like, how much do I take
Michael
them
or
serious?
Chris?
You know what I'm saying? But because we even making him think, he gained a little bit more respect for our people today.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Y'all give him too much
And it
credit.
stumped him.
Y'all give him Shawty too much credit.
He wasn't ready for that.
Nah, Shawty wasn't ready for none of that.
Man, but welcome back, man. No tutorial, no cheat code, man. What's up, brother?
Back for another?
Yes, sir.
How y'all doing?
How y'all doing today?
How y'all doing?
So,
hey, bro.
Man, peace. God bless you.
Amen. So, yeah, I have a son.
Yeah.
I have a daughter.
Yeah.
I don't treat them the same. Work with me here, y'all. I don't treat them the same, and I don't preach them the same. Do you have any reasons why I would do that, or do I have to kind of explain, or because I have reasons why, or do you?
So I'm more ears in this conversation because I have 3 daughters.
Cool.
So, and
right.
maybe this is the reason I don't have sons yet, because I still have more to learn.
Yeah.
For when it's time for me to teach my son.
Yeah.
So,
That's crazy. I always thought about you as just having kids. I never thought about you as just having daughters. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a good way to say it, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Like I said, I'm willing to listen. I have my thoughts on what I teach my daughters, but I do want to hear what you was about to go with that.
Yeah, so I love, background like wrestling and, WWE is good and all 90 babies and, jumping off top ropes. So me and my son, man, we wrestle hard, man. And then him and his sister, sometimes they wrestle. And it's kind of like, it's cool. But same way I jump off the top ropes on Man, I kind of tell him like, your sister, she's a little different. Work with me here. Not saying she deserves not less physical or the game should change because she's a woman. No, not necessarily. What I'm referencing is the intensity level.
Yeah.
I teach him to be kind when it comes to a woman, nurturing when it comes to the conversations that y'all have, and understanding when it comes from perspectives because they're different. So when me and you, we argue, we can dap up in mere seconds.
Yeah.
But that same aggressive tone, I don't put that in my son. You shouldn't have that same aggressive tone that you could tell me, hey, Sue, you're not locking in, bro. Lock the fuck in. And I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna listen. And you know that. But that same way, I wouldn't direct that same message to tell him to tell his girlfriend that, or tell his lady that. Or when he's talking to, another female counterpart, to use that style of conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or the rhetoric, being physical. Shit.
So
that can't be.
I think we on the same page a little bit, because I feel as though I teach
Good.
I feel as though I teach my daughters to be tough. And I think if I was to have a son, I would teach him how to use his toughness. Not because I would my assumption is, or my hope is, that he has a natural toughness to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And instead of me teaching you to man up, it's teaching you when to use this level of natural instinct, this level of natural fight, this level of natural leadership. You know what I'm saying? I think that's more, innately him. And for our daughters, sometimes that we have this idea that, like, they're delicate.
Yeah.
They need to be kept and secure.
And I want to say that, not saying that she is that.
Nah, because I think they are delicate. And I think it's also...
It's okay, you guys.
Good. I think it's also, in a sense, like, delicacy has to be rooted and not just be. So when you think about a tree, how we was talking about earlier, their roots go way, way, way deep in the soil. And that's where their strength is. It's internal. You know what I'm saying? So the natural man can't just come and his own will knock over that tree, cut this tree down. I need something else with more force and more torque. So in that sense, I teach my daughters to be tough like trees. Know deep in your heart, deep in your spirit, who you are, what's your value. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, when you meet anyone, they have to approach you like a tree. Like your roots run deep. Like your strength.
You're not easily
is-
pushed over.
Yeah, you're not easily pushed over. You're not going nowhere. You're here for the long haul. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you can't teach that to your son because I don't have a son. So again, I'm speaking from the
Yeah.
aspect of what I teach my daughters. And I teach them to be firm in who they are, know their value, stand in their roots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and let me put a little bit more back into my prior. It's not saying like my daughter's too delicate to play rough.
Yeah.
It's actually the knowledge behind it. It's being intentional. She's older than him. So I say, when y'all get into it, you shouldn't hit him with all your strength. That's kind of crazy. And especially it's like, me and him, we play rough and how we do things, might grab his head, put him in a nuggie. Well, you can't grab her hair. She just got it done. So just bringing knowledge, awareness about the situation to my son. My daughter's free spirit. My son's most definitely a wild child. So they most definitely battle and they get it in, and she's headstrong.
Yeah.
But it's like at certain times I'll be like, you ain't had to take it there with him.
Yeah.
Because you know better. With him, you know good and well you shouldn't be messing in her stuff. She's a lady. Ladies don't like their stuff being, touched and tangled and put in different spots.
Yeah.
So it's like you're just trying to let them know about the gender roles, but gender roles don't necessarily matter. You know what I'm saying? Bringing awareness that this is your bathroom, and when sissy's time to go in the bathroom, you wait. You don't go in the bathroom with no lady.
Do y'all think, I'm sorry, I know you're going somewhere, but do y'all think that that's the issue?
Speak up.
I believe that that's the issue. It's that
That last part I said?
no, not necessarily that, but just in an overall aspect of we got to teach our sons certain things that we can't teach our daughters. But why not have your child learn that element of just knowing how to use that knowledge?
You go a little deeper.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, follow up with that.
Meaning, okay, say your son wants to learn something that you typically teach your daughter and you don't really want to teach your son.
Okay, let's say crocheting, okay?
Crocheting.
Okay.
Let's say that.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, my daughter likes crocheting. I want to teach her that. But your son comes to you and say, well, Dad, I want to learn crocheting.
Yeah.
And in your mind, where do you go from that? Do you not teach him crocheting because you feel like it's your son and you teach that to your daughter? Or,
I don't know. To me, I don't think there's a gender role on hobbies like that. Like that, I don't think there's a gender role.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I don't think that's a... Me personally, as Sudan.
I say what my...
I know what you're saying. I know, no, you're on the line. I'm just saying, for me to answer that question, I wouldn't think nothing of it. Because I don't think that's necessarily a gender role thing. Like, I think that's like more of a hobby.
Even anything, though.
Yeah, I know what you're referencing.
That's
I know
a
what you're
skill.
referencing. Yeah, it's a skill, yeah.
To your point, I think I try to be truthful with my daughters and tell them the man side of things.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know what mommy said and why she said it. But now I try to give you the insight on why daddy responded or didn't. And I think in that, that's where they gain their wisdom. Because they get to see a different perspective play out in real time. So I think a lot of things that we do teach, one, we can't teach the other.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately, if we're being truthful,
Yeah.
the things that we don't want to teach them is that we fear that it will make them lean towards the other gender more. And let's call it what it is, a phobia.
That's why I'm getting
That phobia.
breaking that.
That phobia will have you, you know,
I feel like it'll leave your child vulnerable in a lot.
in a lot of ways.
I mean, yep, but let's just call a spade a spade. Certain things men do that women can't. And I say this like this. You can't, as a male, overly lead with your emotions and not be super critical. Because that's how we had these issues with people being too physical, too handsy with the ladies or whatever the case may be. Now talking about emotion like telling somebody how you feel, but I'm being overly not tapped into your emotions where your cognitive skills, your control, self-control has become lapsed because you lead with emotion. My back hurts, so you're not going to apply yourself to work or any other mission that you had obligations to. You let your kind of situation take over your determination. So one, I don't instill that in my sons at all.
So
Would I instill that in my daughter? Hell the fuck no either.
So going into a new conversation, but against that topic, I think there's this misnomer that being emotional looks chaotic. Being emotional looks boisterous and very loud. And I think that that's totally false. I think emotional looks like acknowledging your tears and changing my approach. Emotional looks like acknowledging your fear and guiding you. You know what I'm saying? Emotional isn't the ability to not control. It's the ability to be in control and know that
That has to be a
everything-
healthy balance. You're saying it from a standpoint of somebody that's intelligent with their emotions and not just emotions as like a floating potential.
Right. So I'm saying that in the sense that we have an obligation now, especially now while we have younger kids, to teach them emotional intelligence.
For sure.
And not teach them to fear their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
To your point, both sons and daughters need to know this to create a future healthy generation, to keep your family legacy going. If you talking about, what's it called? When you pass down stuff to your kids.
Not hereditary, but
What, a will?
like an heirloom, fairly, or
Like nepotism. When you speak about nepotism, the times that it doesn't work is when you have a kid who is emotionally unstable, or you have a kid who can't control all of this because they're so influenced by it that it makes them go crazy, and it boosts their ego, and it gave them this false level of reality.
I feel like nepotism
saying?
doesn't work, especially
But
if you
it
put them in
works.
position when they're not ready.
Yeah, but the position of them not being ready is because you didn't emotionally prepare them for.
And that's also super fact.
For what you do.
Super fact.
If you're the dad who runs, let's just say Ford Motors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a certain level of intuition, ingenuity, fearlessness that you operate with on the daily.
For sure.
And you encounter some of the most gruesome emotions internally that you can't be seen expressing. But does that mean he doesn't go through them? Does that mean he's not before he's sending that email, like cold sweating, considering all of the above? No, he is. That person is, he or she is. And when we become emotionally intelligent, we are now physically and mentally and sort of spiritually equipping ourselves. Let me get some of those. I've been eyeing them jump. We're equipping ourselves.
I don't know. Watch this, y'all. He gonna overly pour. Watch this. That's not the real Josh. That's not the real Josh. Yep, you're right. Yep.
Emotional intelligence said, don't even do that.
Exactly. That's what
Yeah.
that said.
But his emotions went crazy
No.
because he had a deep connection to his rainbow. And
Negative. Because if anything, he asked for the rainbow.
Oh.
Let's not do that. But anyway, most intelligence will know when you're losing too, champ. But anyway, back at it with another one.
Yeah, man.
You know?
We'll keep that conversation going for y'all. For those who want to join in,
Yeah.
comment here. Tap in with us, man. Cue that music.
Record your ass. Record. Overly porn.
Overly.